And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that short break as we have returned with the upper semifinals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 67. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing himself, or representing Clan SWS. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Zerg player from the land of the UK, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Let's go. We just wrapped up with Nikic versus Art, and it went the distance, went all the way to the ace match. It was an incredible best of 3. And of course, we have our first finals. We have Art, the Polish Protoss, waiting in the grand finals. And can Eva deny the PvP? Can he stop the Polish versus Polish finals? Or is it inevitable? Krystianer, he is the #1 seed coming into the tournament. If you are, again, unfamiliar with our tournament series, then maybe you don't know this, but Krystianer, out of all players in the world, in the history of Sparkling Tuna Cup, Krystianer has the most wins under his belt. He is the tuna. He is part fish. He has to be. It's crazy. But Krystianer, he has won more of these tournaments than any other player in the world. He is just above Björn. Björn is the second most player with the second most wins of Sparkling Tuna Cup. But Krystianer, he has him beaten. So this is usually his tournament to win. And we'll see if he can keep it going, or we'll see if he can be denied that by either Eva or Art. They can both pose a threat, I'm sure. Meanwhile, before I forget, if you're in the chats, you know what time it is. It's time to get your gamba going. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Again, I would say that Krystianer is the favorite player coming into this, but Eva has been getting better and better over the course of the past couple of months. It's been amazing to see his rate of improvement. We saw that last week he honestly almost defeated Nightmare. Nightmare's not here this week, but Nightmare, who was up against Eva in last week's Sparkling Tuna Cup, they had a very close series. Eva played very well. Barely didn't quite take it, but definitely knows that he has it in him to do so. And Eva, one of the younger players in the scene in StarCraft, has a lot of potential. As long as he plays Zerg, he's been he has been off racing a lot over the past couple of months, but we're playing Zerg, it's okay. He's main racing. Este Eva, shaking my head. As Krystianer will threaten a dive behind this, going for a Stargate opener. Krystianer, he is known for his kind of Chargel Archon Immortal composition. It's what he does kind of thrive on and what he relies upon. It's how Krystianer became the Prince of Poland. If you're unfamiliar, we have casted a lot of Polish tournaments here on this channel on a regular basis. We do cast the Polish lands. I'm referring to the House of Galactic Battle. Siema, papi, siema. To those in the chat. Dzień dobry. But yeah, Krystianer, he has actually been looking very strong and has actually been defeating a laser on a more regular basis. As Krystianer, he was kind of crowned the best Protoss and the best player in Poland for a time. More recently, though, a couple of months ago, Spirit was able to defeat Krystianer in the most recent House Galactic battle. Spirit was our most recent champion. Krystianer was not able to really bring him down. But when it comes to Protoss in Poland, Krystianer, I would say he is slightly above that of the rest. Only slightly, though. They can still kind of take each other out and still take series and take maps. And we'll see if Eva can do what a laser could not. We shall see. For now, we're rushing into a fast lair. Oh my god! It's going to be a short one. So a 4-minute lair timing out of Eva. This could be a couple different things. This could be a Link Queen Nidus all-in. This could be a Dropalord based all-in with a German taxi instead. I'm curious what exactly this fast lair is going to lead into. I'm mostly leaning towards either Nidus or Dropalords. I mean, if it was Dropalords, we'd have Overlord speed. So, Nidus? Question mark? As Oracles, they hit the 3rd, 4, 5 drones going down. Oh my, 6 drone kills. He's not done. Calm down. 8 drones. 8 drones do fall. Massive pickoffs. Extra gas is being taken. And the lair is soon to finish. Eva is re-droning. Eva's resaturating, getting an Evo chamber. It looks like it is not going to be an all-in. Is Eva rushing into Hydras? That would be the other option. curious. The lair is now done. Yep, there it is. Okay, so it's going to be a Hydra rush here out of Eba. A very early Hydras, but it ends up shade into the natural. Links are in position. They will eventually shut this down. But good movement here by Krystianer. Gets behind the mineral line. 3 drones go down. Oh! Gets 3, gets 4. Gets 4, gets 5 drone kills. Shades into the main. He's not done! Oh my god, so many workers falling. Eba getting pulled apart. The oracles, you'd have to say, pop off. And I'm afraid to look, but in total, 16 drone kills. 16 workers go down. That's an entire mineral line worth of workers falling. And Krystianer, he still is not done. He still has 2 oracles up and running. He scouts, he confirms the Hydra Den. He is fully aware of what's going on. And behind this, Krystianer is embracing Charge Lot Archon, which is going to be more ideal against Ling Hydra. The gateway explosion is upon us. Charge is on the way. I see in the chat. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. Siema. Krystianer is still just rotating in. Does bypass the queens. 3 more drones go down. At the same time, Eba, he hits the 3rd, but then we have Archons in position. Zealots as well are banking up. They're building up even. And all these gateways, they're about to kick in. And here comes the move out. It doesn't look like much yet, but wait for the warp in. Wait for all the... How many gates exactly? 6. Sorry, 8. 8 gateways here for Krystianer. Does reinforce with more Zealots, with more Archons. And again, there's no Roach Ravager to defend. It's only Ling Hydra, a very fragile army. And it's vulnerable to these kind of attacks, these kind of move-outs. Especially without Banelings. Or Lurkers. There we go, Krystianer, he has arrived, he spots the army. Charge kicks in, just in time. Yeah, and now Krystianer, he can chase this down, gets on top of the queens, one after the other. Hydra's kiting back, stutter stepping as best they can. They will barely get away, but reinforcements are kicking in. And Hydra's are falling, expensive losses here for Eba. The queens get surrounded, and GG gets called. Krystianer will take game number 1. GG. Krystianer will take a lead. Again, it was just really unfortunate that Eba had happened to be skipping roaches and going into Ling Hydra, but even before that, the amount of harassment was just far too much. The Oracle harass, the Adept harass, again, 16 drones. I say 16, it was 19. If you remember, there were 3 more drones going down afterwards, but 19 drone kills was just far too much damage. That was critical damage dealt, and it set Krystianer up for success with that follow-up push as you cripple the economy, and that meant that the army was that much less there for Eba. Yeah, that much less to work with. GG, well played. A very solid game there by Krystianer, and we'll see if Eba can bounce back and force the ace match. I know he can, but I do hope that he can kind of reset a little bit. Eba, he can be a very emotional player, especially against Protoss. He definitely has been very vocal about this matchup. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Amphion, we have our red Polish Protoss player, representing Clan SWS, 1 game away from the Grand Finals. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Zerg player, representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of the UK. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Eba. Eba. Let's go. But now going Hatch Gas Pull. I do think that it's really risky rushing into Hydras the way that he did against Krystianer especially. I mentioned before at the start of the game how Krystianer, he's known for that kind of composition, for going Charged Lot Archon Immortal. It's kind of like it's kind of like his calling card. It's his style, I should emphasize. What he's known for. It doesn't mean he's going to do it every game, but it is something that he relies upon quite a bit. So it can be very risky trying to rush into Hydras like that. But even before that, as we mentioned before, it comes down to the early game defense and the early game control. It comes down to actually getting into the mid game in a solid economic position. And we'll see if Eba can tighten up, as Eba did go for something very interesting. He went for a 15-15. 15 hatchery into an earlier spawning pool. This is a gasless opener. Now, the purpose of this build is it's quite safe. Interesting. It's quite a safe opener. It allows you to get into early queens and early lings. It does mean that you get an early expansion as well. It isn't denied. It isn't delayed by a pylon block. So Eba can drone up quite nicely. The downside is the lack of gas, as Eba is mining through those minerals early on. I'm curious if this is just for a third base or he plans to do something a little bit different. But it should just be to expand and take the triangular third. Meanwhile, the probe is on patrol. Eba mining through those patches, now has access to his own third base. And still, no gas. No gas out of Eba. Very greedy here. The downside, again, no link speed. Because there's no gas, there's no link speed, which means adepts can have an easier time bouncing in between the bases. On the flip side, though, Eba has earlier queen production because of the earlier spawning pool. So the queen count is going to build up real quick. And it's going to be on Eba to defend with mainly queen and slowly. We'll see if he can. Bread and butter. Ah, pecoeta. Making me hungry. Aye. But yes. As now the first gases are on the way. Adepts will threaten the shade. So far, Eba is keeping up. And Adepts say will commit. Already getting one drone. One worker goes down. But it looks like they shouldn't get much more than that. And so far, so good. Eba will shut down the first Adept. We'll get on top of the second Adept as well. Just losing one drone. And Eba up. Oh, bleeds out a second drone. 2 for 2. 2 Adepts to 2 workers. I would say a slightly better trade for Eba. But it's not over. First Oracle has arrived. And Krystianer, he's actually staying on 2 bases. Oh. Krystianer, he delays his second and third Oracle in favor of a Robo and a Twilight Council. Now, it looks like Krystianer, he doesn't have to go all in. He can still expand behind this, but very committed nonetheless. Very aggressive here by Krystianer. I imagine going into early Immortal production with charge lots. This feels like 2 base Immortal charge lots, but we'll see. Just a very aggressive response. Could go into Glaive Adepts, true. He does have extra gas geysers. Could go into Glaives. What's it going to be? What do you have for us? What do you got? No Immortals are being produced, just the Robo. Yeah, it's going to be the War Prism. War Prism's on the way. Adepts are amassing. Oh, and it is not Glaives. It is going to be Archons into charge lots. Oh boy. I'm curious if Krystianer is only going to harass with the Archons or if he's going to warp in slow lots to reinforce. Like, I'm curious with like how aggressive he wants to be with this. Prism moves out. Third base is on the way. He will soon be able to warp in those High Templar. Nice surround on the Oracle. This time Eba is going into Roach production. The Roach Worm was scouted by the Oracle. So I do favor Eba a little bit more here in the mid game compared to the last game, where he will be working with Roach Ravager instead. Lings, they hit the third and they should force a cancel. Archons force back. The Lings, they get a surround. And the expansion is going to be cancelled. There's no saving it. Not this time. And the Queens are waddling in. Eba, he's not stopping. Maybe he should though. Maybe. Maybe he should take a breath. One Queen falls. The Queen's off of creep. They can't transfuse. Second Queen goes down. Oh, and can he get a third? Barely not. Eba will hold. Roaches are amassing. Behind this, likewise, Krystianer rebuilding his third, getting into his own charge lots, into Immortal production as well. I say charge lots. Charge has not been researched. Not yet. Torture +1. Krystianer is just trying to stabilize, trying to fortify himself on 3 bases. Still being active with those Archons. Still only 2 queens. Eba reinforcing with roaches. Again, we're in a really awkward kind of game state because Eba is right next to the third base of Krystianer. Even trying to expand towards him. For a moment at least. For a moment. So a very aggressive stance by Eba. Now takes a 4th. He's on 3-base saturation. Archon rotating around. And Krystianer, he should get eyes on the 4th expansion. Going for an Archon. Yeah, spots the base. I shouldn't be able to delay. Shouldn't be able to deny it. Eba is holding double expanding towards his opponent. And can Krystianer, I think he can punish this. As he's building up a greater immortal army. More immortals on the way, Storm as well. We spoke about it in game 1, but again, like Shajal, Archon, Immortal Storm. That's what Krystianer really thrives on. As he's building up a death bull of an army. Now Eba can trade against this. And he's going to have to. Ideally, you do want to engage ahead of time and pick off an Archon here and there, pick off an Immortal here and there. Eba's knocking down those rocks. Pushing up the ramp. Where are the force fields? A little bit late. Files won't quite connect. Krystianer forced to overcharge, a bit of an overreaction. Zelte busts into the main, delaying reinforcements. And the overcharge does now run out. And we're running out of force fields. Eba, he can pull this off. Peeling off some roaches, hitting the natural. Krystianer will have to respond. Zealots into the main. Not enough zealots. Cybercore goes down. Gateways as well. Oh. Krystianer unable to catch the army. Does keep some immortals in position. Ooh. Nice storm. And so far, so good. Krystianer, he's holding on. Does accidentally overextend. And roaches are coming in for a surround. A massive flank here from Eba. Shield battery goes down. No backup shield battery behind this. Decent storms, but the immortals are exposed. And Krystianer, he has to back up. Ooh, Biles connect. More immortals coming in. But this is just an awkward engagement here for Krystianer. And Eba, he's pulling him apart. It looks like Eba should barely have enough to break through. Ooh, Prism goes down. The War Prism falls. Eba, he does have to pull back for a moment. Just reinforcing, consolidating his army. There's 3 immortals left. No shield batteries. Oh my god. Almost pure immortal. That's a lot of immortals. 3 immortals left. Krystianer, he's holding. He's barely holding on. Now what's terrifying is the worker count. 70 probes here for Krystianer. I mean, he is oversaturated. True, he is oversaturated. But Eba's on 48. Eba is all in. He's completely all in. He's on like 2-base economy. Like it's barely an economy. Eba, he has to end the game with this. He has to end the game here and now. But the immortal count's getting higher. Roaches are falling. Shield battery's almost done. Takes out the Archon. Nice pickup. But there's the overcharge. Overcharge pops off, keeps the Archon alive, and Krystianer, he holds. GG gets called. Krystianer, he barely survives the all-in, and Krystianer will advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Krystianer as he will survive. I thought Eba had done it. I thought that he had broken Krystianer. He was pulling him apart. There was a moment where Eba was overwhelming the army at the third as he was breaking on through, as he was getting a surround on some of those immortals. But somehow, someway, with 5 Immortals and a Dream, Krystianer, he barely held on. Even without the shield battery, he was able to fend off Eba. Remember, Eba, he was on 48 workers. He was completely all in. There was no turning back. There was no more sustain or no other tech behind it. And Eba barely didn't have enough. GG, well played. And congratulations, Krystianer, he advances on to the grand finals. And now we have our top 2 players of the week. We have our top 2. We have our 2 Polish Protoss players. It's going to be a PvP between Krystianer and Art. Let's go.